Let me start by saying I haven't built every single character on this tier list, and I know Shadow, you haven't either, right?
No.
All right, so we're gonna keep that in mind. For characters I've not played at all, I'm just not gonna put them on this tier list. But to keep it simple, we're gonna be talking about each character and their value to a team based on one, their role, right? Whether they're DPS, sub DPS, or support slash healer, and then their utility, their outros, what they give to the team, their mechanics, etc. Does that make sense, Shadow?
Yeah, and like how many teams like they're viable into, right? So like,
Yeah.
let's say like Yoo-Hoo might not be as valuable as like Verena, because Verena can be put in like almost any team, where
Yeah.
Yoo-Hoo can only be used really in coordinated teams.
Yeah. All right, but we got Yang Yang. I'm working on my Yang Yang build right now. She's like halfway done, not fully done, but I played Yang Yang for a little bit. So I've seen people use Yang Yang as a main DPS, but I don't think that's her primary role. She's mostly used as a sub DPS, and she has some really good utility in that she provides, I think, 20% energy on her outro for the incoming character, which is really good in a game where you really want to get your rotations as quickly as possible. Where do you think Yang Yang fits right now, Shadow? Yeah.
I think that she doesn't give an outro that gives damage, but because it doesn't give damage, she's gonna do less damage, but your rotations will be faster as a team. So given that is the case, I think she's like around A or B tier, because how to put it, she could be put in like almost any team. The versatility of the unit is so good.
Because she
like
has
if
a
you don't have
universal
premium
outro.
units.
Yeah, she has a universal outro, right?
Yeah. Like characters like Carlotta, like you wouldn't think like it would be that good for her, but it might be, because like Carlotta sometimes doesn't have her ultimate.
Yeah.
You know, and that'll help a lot. And that's her main damage. The same with like Calcharo.
Facts. So just to be safe, I'm gonna start off at B right now, and we can move things around as we continue. All right, let's talk about our mommy over here. Baiji. You got her for free at the beginning of the game, so everybody, I think, probably played her at least for a little bit in the early game. So while I think she's a good healer and definitely worth it for early game or early towers in the TOA, I think she's sitting around C or B, either like high C, low B right now. What do you think?
Yeah, given the other like healer supports, like she's just a little clunky. She does have a battle res, which is amazing.
Yeah.
And she, like, if you're like new to the game,
yeah.
Her Euphonia is the thing you were talking about, the bubble. It actually just gives glacial damage. I'm looking at it now.
Oh, it's only glacial. I thought it was universal.
Yeah.
I got it.
Yeah, so that glacial damage, it's good, but it's also niche, right? So she can only be ran on if you're gonna use that, and that's her S6 as well.
Yeah.
So that also makes her a little more. She's pretty easy to get S6. Like I'm pretty sure most people will get her there. Yeah, I think she's around C.
All right, let's move along. Let's talk about my boy Mortefi. And Mortefi is one of my favorite characters. So I'm glad I'm doing this with Shadow, because I might be a little biased when it comes to.
I gotta ground you there, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah. But I think Mortefi is one of the best sub DPS characters in the game. He buffs. If you have Gion, it's like a no-brainer to run him on a Gion team. So I think my boy is either high B or low A right now, and of course we can move that around later. But let's hear Shadow. Shadow might bring me back to earth.
All right. The only thing that's hurting Mortefi, and I wanted to use him, I really did.
Yeah.
But I don't have any real use for his outro.
Yeah.
Because I don't have Gion, and that doesn't mean that he's bad, because he still has good damage. However, also being known for being used to only one team makes him very difficult to rate so high. That's not to say that he's not amazing on that team, because he is. It's just having one team where like another sub DPS like Yin Yang could be used on any team. I think that's a little
A little
I'm
high.
not gonna say unfair because he's viable at end game. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's really up to the player how you see him.
All right.
Like yeah.
So I'm gonna put him high B for now, and we'll see how the table looks a little later. But I know he can also be used with Genshin, but Genshin is like a pretty controversial character in terms of like she has so much. She's a jack of all trades, right? She can be played in so many ways, whether you're trying to DPS or sub DPS or shield or heal. Like she literally can do any fucking role in this game, and she has a pretty nice outro buff as well. And Mortefi works really well with Genshin if you go DPS, but not a lot of people are going DPS with Genshin. So he does have a little versatility, not too much, but you know what? I'm gonna get grounded by my homie here and put him at high B for now. All right, Chixa, I haven't played Chixa. I've seen all the videos of people soloing Tempest level 90 with Chixa. I'm pretty sure she's amazing, but I haven't built her, I haven't played her, so she's one that I'm gonna leave out for now. A lot of people I think would have her around BC, but apparently she's crazy once you get all her sequences. So yeah, if you guys play her, you know, have fun. Danjin, let's talk about Danjin. Also a very versatile character. She can be used as a sub DPS or you could main DPS her. She's one of the characters that really takes a lot of skill to play.
I agree exactly 100% with pretty much everything you said. She's effectively like a rogue assassin, where like she's trying to get the mark on people and she does so much damage. And yeah, she hurts herself, like pretty much like all bloody or whatever. But she, like, if you're good, if you want to have the challenge and play her, then yeah, she's well worth it.
For sure.
Especially being a 4-star unit, where like anybody could get her at any time. I think that's also good.
Facts. Let's talk about our boy Alto. I'm an Alto fan, but I'm gonna be realistic. He's not the best DPS out there. He can be viable if you have Jian, but that's so specific because he does buff arrow damage on outro. But for me, he's just so fun to play. But I'm gonna be realistic and put him at C. Any thoughts?
I have not touched the character, so you got that one.
Alright.
I've only seen him do a few things on like YouTube or something, but for the most part, he seems like he's missing something.
Yeah.
Or like either a teammate or I don't really know what it is. It's just he's not. I don't know. The other characters are just outshining him right now.
Yeah, his playstyle is so technical, and I also learned that you could get so much more damage out of him when you jump and shoot. Now you might be thinking you don't want to you don't want to jump shoot in a game where the bosses are attacking so frequently, but the thing with Alto that makes him really unique is that when he does his smoke clone, it aggroes any enemy, boss, whether it be hologram boss. So you could set that up off to the side, set up your wind gate, and jump shoot through your wind gate for free. So I'm really excited to test him once I fully build him to see, you know, if my mind changes. But right now he's sitting at C.
Yeah, it seems pretty good. Like with the taunt.
Yeah,
that seems pretty good.
I don't think any other character has that. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We're gonna talk about my boy, my boy Yanwu. Now Yanwu is probably one of the most hated character in this game. Everybody I've seen online that make whether they're reviewing his kit or they're making a tier list or whatever, they always just push him off to the side as being a bad character. And I think he's slept on so hard, right? So like that Yanwu most times is the difference between a 2-star and a 3-star in the Tower of Adversity for me, because he enables my Jinshi to get her damage off, because not only is he shredding vibration, he's also doing coordinated attacks that are basically endless, because he sets up his pillar that keeps going. When you swap out, he also sets up a pillar for free if you have his sequences, right? He sets up a pillar for free, and that pillar is filling up Jinshi's meter, right? And but not only Jinshi, he can be. I literally just beat what's his name, the fallacy, the new hologram, today, by using Yanu. I was so hell bent on using my Gion team because that's my highest damaging team right now. Love Danjin though. I'm gonna put him right behind Danjin for now at A tier, just because of that. There's no other character that can shred vibration like him.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
I personally think he's better than Danjin. I have not played him, and I've only watched what you have shown me, and I've watched you for how long now, you know? And every time I see what he's doing, if I had the resources, I would level him immediately. But it's because the reason why I say he's better than Danjin, it's not because Danjin is bad. It's just Danjin requires such a high skill ceiling to play optimally and actually get value, where like he fits on any team where there's a sub DPS and have coordinated attacks, and he's just there doing extra. And then on top of that, like you said earlier, the vibration strength, he's destroying it. So any characters that are like they have a timed window of attack, he gives them that time, where like a lot of people ain't gonna see value in that because they don't see a big number, but the time the bosses are not attacking you is time you're doing damage for free.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Tao Chi. Now a lot of people put Tao Chi bottom tier. I don't think she's bottom tier. I'm still working on my Tao Chi, but even at level 70, I've used her on my endgame teams, like my Jinshi team, because she has a really good outro. She buffs resonant skill damage. She also provides a shield. Her shield is actually very tanky. It's actually stronger than Yanwu's shield somehow. So she also scales off defense. The thing with Tao Chi that I think turns off a lot of people is her clunkiness. She does feel a little clunky to play. And there's one change that I think could make her god tier if the devs would listen to me. If you make it so during her intro basic attack string, if they made it so she doesn't stagger, meaning she's not interrupted, that immediately would send her all the way up to A tier. But right now, that's the only thing that's holding her back now. She needs to get that full combo off, and you can get interrupted and sometimes don't get to build up your full shield with her. She also has an energy problem, but that's easy to fix if you know how to build. If you know how to build characters, that's an easy fix. So I'm gonna put her at C tier for now. I'm still playing around with her. This might change in the future. What do you think?
I think any character that has a shield in this game, their shield needs to matter.
Yeah.
And same with Jin Shin, Yanwu, and Tao Chi. I think they're the only shielders that I could think of right now.
Yep.
Their shields, like when you're facing the fallacy, like it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. Like it should matter. It should like do more than what it does. And if it's a shield, it should actually give you like protection or something.
I agree.
But the shields, they feel like they just get broken in one hit. If that. I think that's being generous.
That means I think shielding overall in the game needs to be reworked.
Because it's hurting them. It's hurting all of them.
Yeah, late game it really doesn't matter if the fallacy just looks at you, your shield is broken. So the only character I've seen to tank a hit from the fallacy with his shield is Yanwu, and that's because his defense is crazy high as well. And sometimes I'm fighting him, and he has a lot of multi-hitting moves, especially when he slams the ground. There's like a follow-up to that. And sometimes I'm trying to set up my pillar with Yanwu, and I'll just eat that because I know I'll tank it. But you can't try that with nobody else. So, I see what you're saying. So I'm gonna leave her here for now. Sanhua.
S tier.
Easy.
She's crazy.
Crazy. Outro gives basic basic attack damage. She's on the field and off the field in like a blink of an eye. Like she's really the best in terms of rotation, because you don't have to spend any time on the field. You literally pop your skill, pop your ult, and she's off. You know what I mean? And she enables so many characters, like Camilla, Colcharo, you could Gian even, Encore. So many characters benefit from her. She's just too versatile.
Yep.
All right.
I think even Jeji too, if you wanted to make her main DPS.
Yeah.
I think it would work.
For sure. And of course with the Moonlit set, she's crazy. All right. Spectral Rover. Spectral Rover got a buff this patch that I think elevated her kit. I'm still like doing some research on it right now. I have a built Spectral Rover, not fully built, and I've been playing with her. And I want to say I'm very curious about the Spectral Frazzle mechanic that they added, because it is actually pretty good. It's almost like she's doing coordinated attacks with the Spectral Frazzle debuff that she applies. And I think there's a lot of potential there, but I still haven't fully tested it because her kit is halfway done right now. But I think she has the potential to be A tier, but I'm gonna put her mid B for now. What do you think?
I think that we need a little more time with this new Spectral Frazzle. I haven't built her yet, which I do plan on doing, but I got some other units before her.
Yeah.
I think that this is a really good thing that they did for her, because there's very limited Spectral units right now, and there's plenty Havoc damage dealers right now. Like Don Jin being so good, and then who else do we have for Spectro? Like she was the only Spectro that's guaranteed.
Jinshi's the only like main DPS Spectro unit right now.
Yeah, and there's some places in the game where you want to use Spectro that it tells you get damage up, and if you don't have Jinxie because you didn't play, or maybe you just started now, and you wouldn't have a Spectral damage dealer. So, and then also buffing her to make her viable. I think the developers they're paying much attention to her. It's really good. Having a main character that good.
Yeah, now Havoc Rover has always been the preferred Rover because she does do a lot of damage. It's not dungeon level damage, but it's still good enough damage to put her, I think, high B for now. But the only thing holding back Havoc Rover right now is there's Camilla, there's Dungeon. You know what I mean? Rosha is coming out. I might be messing that name up, Raksha or Rosha. She's coming out and she looks crazy as well. I don't know if anyone would want to like run Havoc Rover now that you have so many Havoc options. What do you think?
In my opinion, I don't play Havoc Rover. I've only seen what some people have said about like the damage. And if you're saying that Donjin does more damage, then I'm not saying that not to play her, but if you pull Donjin, you might as well get Spectral Rover and get the Spectral Frazzle set, so you have a Spectral damage dealer, and then you'll also have Donjin as Havoc. So for that reason alone, I would do that. But if we're talking strictly team building, I'd say
she also spends a lot of time on the field too. She's like a real main DPS. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think she's fine there.
Fine there. Yeah.
I think she's fine there. Yeah.
All right, let's talk about Ling Yang. I don't know. I don't play Ling Yang. I've seen a lot of gameplay. I played him in the beta because I got him in the beta, and he looks like he does decent damage, but I don't know. I can't like this character, so I haven't built them on my main account. So I'm not even gonna put them on the tier list right now. And if I did, I would put them. I'd put them probably C tier, but I'm gonna skip it only because I don't play them. I'm not interested in playing them. What do you think?
I think, unfortunately for Ling Yang mains, Carlotta exists, and if you want to play him, It's probably because you like him as a character.
Yeah.
When Carlotta just outshines him in every regard in the game. She has CC, she has damage, she has a good team.
Yeah.
Like, she has good options for teammates as well. Like, she's just superior to him in almost every regard that I could think of.
That's true.
Like, she's ranged, he's melee.
And he's,
like, he's
very clunky, and she's not. She's very easy to play. Yeah.
Yep.
Encore. Jesus, I slept on this character for so long. Not because I thought she was bad, but I just didn't play her. I had her, and I just didn't play her. And I've seen way too much Shadow gameplay to know that this character is amazing. I'm actually gonna put her. I'm gonna put her. I haven't fully built her yet, but I'm working on an Encore team, and I know she's gonna go crazy. And I have a feeling, this is all speculative, but I have a feeling that when Brant comes out, Brant's gonna turn her into a monster.
I think the only reason why, if she's even in S, the only reason why I would put her there is solely because there's no other fire damage dealers like that.
Yeah.
But I personally think she would be like high A, to be realistic, just because. How do I put it? It's good. Like, she has a lot of good teammates and stuff, but she does take like a high skill ceiling to play, like where she's like nasty.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, she's kind of like Don Jin, where like if you play the team right, she's crazy. But if you're like mediocre, you still get the job done.
Yeah.
Because it's Encore. But I don't know. Maybe it is an S tier. I don't know. That one's tough. That one's tough.
Yeah. I'm
Because she's right there.
You played her more than I did. And yeah, she does look good. I've played her in the what's the dream thing called again? Depths of Elusive Realm.
Oh yeah.
But that's different. You can't really judge a character on the Depths of Elusive Realm.
They all go Super Saiyan Blue there.
It'll make any character look cracked as fuck. So yeah, let's put her high A for now, and then my boy Calculator. Oh, one time you were the best.
Chupacabra.
You were
Jesus Christ.
You were the best. I think the biggest issue with Charo is he got power crept so hard. He's crazy, but his skill ceiling is very high because of how his rotation works. You really need to be on the field a lot, but in his liberation, which is where most of his damage comes from, it is so hard to get all of your hits off, right?
Yep.
Because you have to get them to get your final downward slash move that he does. And I think that alone kind of messes him up. That takes him from, he could be S, but that takes him down so much because pretty much every other character outshines him in terms of their field time and their ease of play. I don't know. B sounds unfair though. What do you think? B sounds.
The thing is with Calcharo, right? So he's a main DPS, right? This is the issue. He's a main DPS, so you need to bring units to assist him. He's not assisting no one else.
Yeah.
So that limits who can help him. And with that being what, Yinlin and what Sanhua?
Yeah.
Like, who else we have that can really assist him and make him shine? Maybe Lumi?
Jeji could work as well. No.
Yeah, potentially, maybe. But she's giving Glacial and Resonant skill damage. I don't think that's what he wants. He wants Resonant.
He doesn't need skill, but
maybe Jin Shin with Resonance Liberation.
Yeah.
But it's like those characters that are trying to assist him, if it ain't Yinlin, which Yinlin has better teams, like, why would you use Calcharo when you have Zhang Liao? Now, if you don't have him, then I understand. Why would you use Calcharo when you can use Jinxie?
I think
you know what I mean?
This was Calcharo's biggest nerf.
Yeah.
Them releasing Yao. This was Calcharo's biggest nerf. And with that said, I'm gonna put Yao up here because his damage potential is insane. And he's so much easier to play than Calcharo. So I'm sorry, Calculator. Still love you. I'm still gonna play you every once in a while, but gotta leave you down at B.
The thing is, he could get the job done, bro. It's just the effort that is required, like you just stressed at the end of it.
Mm-hmm.
You're stressed, and where you got Zhang Liao, you just felt like, why was I playing Cao Chao? Like why?
That's true. And it
Unfortunately,
doesn't help that he's so squishy. He's probably one of the squishiest units in the game.
yeah.
Um,
I don't know what would make him better. Like honestly, I have him like fully decked out, and he was one of my favorite units. He looks badass,
he definitely for cool points. If it was
Yeah.
cool points, he would be up here because this guy looks amazing. His animations are one of the like smoothest, cleanest, most. He's basically Sephiroth. he's basically
Yeah.
Sephiroth. But unfortunately, he's just there's so many other options. Let's talk about Jianshin. I'm gonna let you go first on Jianshin.
Okay. So this character, ay. Okay, when I was playing her, this is the issue I had with her, and this is why, as fun as she was, because people want to attack fast and all that, but I'm more of a type like I like when every action is deliberate. I love that. So like every punch she does feels like it belongs.
Yeah.
However, I noticed that every time I'm playing her, I'm a little short on getting her forte bar up, unless I do an extra heavy or I do an extra combo string.
Yeah.
And it just didn't feel right until you get maybe her second sequence node, which I'm seeing here gives her another skill on her.
Yeah, she could double skill. Yeah.
Yeah, and I noticed that was the issue I was having. If you get her that, I think she's really good, because she could get her forte bar fast enough, and yeah, it takes long to cast or whatever, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty good. It does decent damage, and it protects people, and some attacks it saves you.
Yeah, you could, and she has probably the easiest parries in the game. Because her skill functions as an auto parry. If you press it right, there's so much like, what do you call it?
You can hold it.
Yeah, there's so much window for error with it. Am I saying that right? You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of freedom in, you could hold it way before the enemy attacks. You could press it right when they attack, and you'll still get like that parry off. And if you time it when they have the parry window open, it just knocks them back. It's just so good, and it feels very satisfying when you get it off too. What's making her kind of hard to use right now is the fact that they gave her way too many options. Does that make sense? She can be a DPS, she could be a healer,
like too many
she
duties,
could be too many duties. And anytime you have a character that does everything, it means that she's not doing everything great. She's just doing everything okay. Because if they did that, then she'd be the best unit in the game. I do like her though. Her animations are clean. Her design is cool. But for now, I'm gonna put her high B.
I think the one thing saving her is that she's kind of like Yanwu, where you could put her. If you actually want to play her, like if you really want to play her, you can use her in a lot of teams, because she gives resonance liberation damage. She gives a huge bubble to anybody. It's not gonna save you from like fallacy or sentry, but it'll save you from a lot of stuff that could like one shot you.
And she
especially
heals a lot too. Her heals are pretty good. You get every 6 seconds she heals for a decent chunk.
As long as the shield is up, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's fair. Putting her high B. Yeah. We don't even have to. We don't need that discussion. We don't need a discussion.
She does way too much.
Best healer in the game, hands down.
The white has been dyed.
My boy Gian. If it wasn't for Gian, there's so many freaking holograms that I just wouldn't have defeated. Gian, his parries. Oh my god, when you hit his liberation, it's like auto parry. You can close your eyes and get parries with Gian. Like, it's crazy. And his damage is nuts. He does damage very differently than most of these DPSs though, where his damage is not like a big nuke. You get a big chunk of damage when you get his full forte liberation, meaning when he does a jump attack, you get a nice chunk of extra damage. But the dragon damage, I don't know there's a name for it. When the dragon is swirling around you, that is also doing so much tick damage. It's crazy. It's like 12,000 a hit and it's hitting, it's multi-hitting, and it lasts for like, I don't know, like 15, 20 seconds. So he's dishing out so much damage. It's no-brainer to put him up here. I don't know what you think. You don't have him, but I know you've seen me play him.
I think the best thing about Gian is the ease of use.
Mm-hmm.
So like you're not doing no crazy mechanics like Don Jin.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's safe. That's making him like I think one of the best units in the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think he's at the top right now of S tier, just because even though he needs more Tefi to get that huge heavy attack buff, but like Mortefi's a 4-star. His team, it's easy to get.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I think any healer support works because even Yuhu buffs Mortefi to do more damage, so even she works. So the fact that he's versatile in even that regard, is just really good. I think he's premium unit.
True. And then Yinlin, I'm gonna take this one. Easy.
She S tier, dog.
I'm gonna put her behind Verena for now. Actually, Yao needs to be here. S tier, the best coordinated attacker in the game. I think the only character that can rival her right now is Jeji, but I'm still working on my Jeji right now, so I don't have a real fully built side-by-side comparison. But she's easy to play. She doesn't spend a whole lot of time on the field. Her coordinated attacks do a lot of damage. And then when her rotation is so perfect, by the time you get back to her, you just set it up again and get off. Like, it's crazy. Definitely high S tier.
The white has been
Jinchi. Alright, you gotta ground me here, but I have this character. This is my favorite
I ain't
character.
grounded nothing.
This is my favorite
That's exactly
character.
where she belongs.
And not only is she my favorite character, she hits so damn hard, bro. Like, she's the only character I've ever hit more than 500,000 with in the game. And I'm pretty sure once I finish my Camilla is gonna hit just as hard. But she's just too crazy. And I'm not even playing her with a Moonlit Yanwu. I'm running Yanwu with Void Thunder. So if I switch that to Moonlit, it's gonna enable Jinchi to hit probably 600,000 on her skill or Forte skill. I don't know, man, if anybody's gonna take the spot. Like, she's just too crazy.
I think the only thing hurting her though is that she can only be paired with coordinated attackers, from what you've told me. So like, it's not impossible to get a coordinated attacker, but that's the only thing kind of hurting her. Is that it's the same with like Gian a little bit, where like they kind of need their specific sub DPS to get the most value out of them. Yeah, but you don't really need them. That's why they're up there, because they're so good. Just overall.
Yeah, agreed. Changli is a character that I wanted, but unfortunately I was unlucky. I've heard she's either like S or A, but I'm not gonna put her on the tier list because I don't have her. I've only played her in the Depths of Elusive Realm, but I'm pretty sure she's up there. What do you think? We'll leave her out for now.
Yeah, I don't have enough information on her.
Yeah, and guys, I'm gonna make an updated tier list a couple of months from now once I get some more characters in. Let's talk about Jeji. I just got Jeji. I've been loving Jeji. Still building her, but from what I've seen so far, she's up there, man. Right next to Yinlin. I don't know if she's better than Yinlin yet, but she's also a coordinated attacker. Her playstyle is fun as fuck. I don't know. Her design is amazing. But let me stop blazing. Shadow, give us some facts.
Things I liked about her and the way she plays is like, how do I put it? She does her job pretty quickly. I think it's about the same time as Yinlin, like gets in and gets out effectively with her Resonance Liberation. I think the only thing is like a little tricky is getting used to the way she plays, but once you get her like understanding, then she's up there, man. She's really good. S tier.
it really helps too that they added the new Echo boss, Hecate or whatever it's
Yeah.
called. And that I think ups their game even more because you could use it. You could use it to get free parries. All you have to do is activate the Echo skill, and it's a parry. It's just an automatic parry, and that I think also helps her
To shine or to die.
to do her shit.
Merely two sides of the same coin.
I'm playing around with like, you know
I
what?
think I think what's also
Yeah.
like the thing hurting her versus Yinlin is I think like Yinlin has more versatility
Yeah.
than Jeji because she buffs. I think was it Resonance, Liberation, or Electro?
And Electro, yeah.
Yeah, where she's only buffing skill and glacial, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, let me check.
No, you're
I'm pretty
right.
sure that's what it is.
You're right.
And I think skill is a little weaker right now as an outro buff than
Unless you
Resonance,
have
Liberation.
like Carlotta, where her entire her entire kit is considered skill damage.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, I'm getting concerned about S tier being
Shine
so full right
or
now,
to
but we
Merely
can
two
always
sides of the same coin.
go back and like move things around.
Well, you know, where to throw Shorekeeper. You know that.
we're not even gonna debate. You know, I'm gonna put Gian behind Verena. Yeah, I'm gonna put Shorekeeper right here. The reason I'm putting her here is her liberation gives so much to the team. It's nuts. Like, not only is it healing, you're getting heals over time. You're getting crit boost. You're getting crit damage boost. And so if you don't know how her liberation works, once you activate it and you switch into the next character, it turns from blue to purple. Once it turns purple, you get a crit rate buff. Then when it turns gold, by switching into the next character, you get crit damage buff. So you're getting crit rate, crit damage, and heals. And that shit lasts for like 30 seconds. You know what I mean? And then not only that, there's more. Wait, there's more.
Alright, what are you selling us?
When you outro back to her from your DPS, she nukes. She probably does around like my current build is giving me around probably 7 or 8 ticks of damage, 11,000 each. So that's probably like 80,000 damage. And I don't know. I think that's DPS level damage right there. So her versatility is up there with Verena. I'm actually not sure which is better right now, but I think just for how I play and how I build my teams right now, Shorekeeper takes it.
I think the crit rate and crit damage is just can't really. How can you replace that?
Yeah.
Like attack percent is good and 15% damage is nice, but the healing that Verena's doing, you don't really need it because if you need it, you're probably already dead. You know what I mean? Like if you got hit, like I just gotta keep mentioning the fallacy because he hits you once and you have to restart.
Yeah.
Like no, it doesn't matter if you have health.
How you doing,
Yeah.
Cash? Yeah, you're right, bro. Those are the two most important stats in the game, in my opinion. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about Yuhu. I just got Yuhu. She's probably the silliest character in the game. Very funny. Her moveset. Man, who came up with this character? She's just a meme, but she's a good meme because she's adding so much value to your teams. She's a healer, but she can also be a sub DPS if you have her sequences. I don't. I only got her once, so right now I'm just using her as a healer. But so far she seems like she's around B tier. Maybe not better than Kilcharo right now, but I think once I fully build her, I'm gonna see more value, and especially when I get her sequences. So not only is she healing, she's doing damage. But I think what helps me is that I have Carlotta, and right now Carlotta, Jeji, and Yuhu seems like the meta team right now. Because here's what's happening with that team. Yuhu is buffing Jeji's coordinated attacks, and then Jeji is buffing Carlotta's skill damage. and it's just it's a team that it was made for Carlotta, in my opinion. Mind you, you could play Yoo-Hoo with any coordinated attacker because that buff is universal. So she could work with Yinlin. I wouldn't put her with Yanwu because Yanwu's coordinated attacks, while they're frequent, they don't do a lot of damage, so there's not much value. There's it'd be a waste to put her on a Yanwu team, but more Tefi even, she could work with more Tefi. I think she might be A tier, but I'm gonna have to fully build her to give a real opinion on that. Shadow, what do you think?
I think she's A tier personally because we also gotta you said a few teams, so she's also a part of a few teams. So when your short keeper or your Varina is like used up in the tower or something, you got Yoo-Hoo that just comes in because Baiji is not really gonna be better than her.
Right.
You know what I mean? And then that allows you to have your third team if you need it, right? And then she's also buffing coordinated attack, which she's the only unit in the game that can do that.
Yeah.
And the only other thing that can do it is the new Imperium set. So that being said, that she's literally buffing 2 of the S tier sub DPS units, and she's buffing Jian's best sub DPS. So I think she's like very, very good.
That's valid.
Because she could be used on 3 amazing teams, and you could use Varina or Shortkeeper elsewhere where you would see value. You know what I'm saying?
That's valid. And Shadow was the one that really got me to like Yoo-Hoo.
So underrated.
She's
so underrated.
Yeah. All right. Now, do we need a discussion for this one?
It's more you because I don't have Jinxie. So if I had Jinxie, I could give you more info.
Yeah.
But she's definitely top 2.
Carlotta does so much damage. It's like one of the things about Carlotta is that Camilla is that she's doing so much damage you don't even get to see the numbers because you kill the enemies before the number pops up. Because when you overkill enemies, you don't get to see your snapshot, and that's that alone puts her up there. But she's also she takes a little bit of learning when you just start to play her, but once you get the rotation down, she's very easy to play. Because when I got her, I thought she was super hard. Because I'm like, I gotta build up my stacks. I gotta not get hit. Yo, what's happening? Yo, Husky, what up, bro? Husky with the sub, 22 months. Yo, that's crazy. All right, so Camilla easily the second best DPS in the game. Crazy damage, easy to play. I don't know what else to say about her. Just she hits hard. she
has some drawbacks where like you kind of don't have a lot of options when it comes to sub DPS. So you got Sanhua, Dan Jin, Rochea when she comes out. Yeah. And yeah, you could argue Sanhua is free, but Sanhua is so versatile on who she can sub DPS for. So you have to make a decision as the individual player how valuable you see Camellia over another unit. If you do sub DPS Sanhua into Camellia, then you got a premium team right there. It doesn't even really matter who your third is. Those two like alone are just carrying me like through almost all the content. They do so much synergy. Like the basic attack buffs her ephemeral to do so much damage.
Yeah.
It's not even close like anybody else who buffs it right now.
Yeah, and I like how fun she is. That's very important to me.
Yeah.
I prefer having fun more than anything else in this game. And mind you, people say that Jinchi is boring, but I enjoy her. I have fun with Jinchi because she's one of the few characters that you play in the air. You know what I mean? And Camilla is kind of the same. She's in the air mostly. Whether you're doing that Beyblade or you're doing her redhead mode, she's pretty fun. Does a lot of damage. Any character that can do over 500,000 in one hit is automatically S tier. I haven't built this character. I don't even remember her name. What's her name again? Lumi? Lumi, right? Yeah. So I'm not gonna put her on the tier list because I haven't built her. I've seen people say that she can be crazy, but I guess I'll get there when I get there, you know?
The one thing that I see right now is she buffs 38% resident skill damage, so that might work with Carlotta.
She could work with Carlotta.
If
that,
possible.
That can work with Jinchi as well.
Nice.
Yeah. Alright, so
I pulled that character.
You pulled her?
Yeah.
Are you planning on using her?
I have no idea.
Alright, if you do, let me know. If you do,
yeah, you could be the limit tester.
Yeah.
Give us intel.
And obviously, we got a little taste of Raksha in the story, but we can't really judge it from that. So we're gonna wait till she comes out. These are the characters that are coming out next. I'm excited, but obviously we can't tier them as yet. Let's do one last review. We have nobody in
we got Carlotta. Don't forget Carlotta.
Oh, Carlotta. Oh, how did I forget Carlotta?
Yeah,
Carlotta, easily S tier. Easily. I just beat Fallacy using Carlotta, and I was sucking with my other teams, so... Carlotta is fun. Her animations are probably the most dynamic in the game so far. She has a chase down move that freezes the enemy. That's her skill. When you hit it once, it freezes them, and you hit it again, she literally jumps over there. It doesn't matter where they are on the field. She jumps over there, does a few more hits, and then slams the ground with another attack. And then from there, if your forte is full, you can hold your heavy attack button and do a lot of damage right into her ult. So she's just doing so much damage all the time. It's crazy. So this is it. You feel okay with this?
Even though there seems like there's a lot of S tier, it's actually fine because they're actually all good. Like that's the thing. Like it'd be doing them wrong almost to take them out of there, because just because a unit, how do I put it? Like Gian, right? Does I don't know if he does as much damage as the 3 top units, but if I put him in 8 tier, there's no, I don't know, I don't see him doing less than Encore, like because of the parry thing that you said earlier. Like, the damage might be similar, but the parry mechanic is insane.
And we can't undermine like ease of play, right? Like if a character is easy to play, you're just gonna get the job done, and that's important as well. That's just as important as doing damage, like being able to get your kit off without any problems. Again, I can play Gian with my eyes closed, like, and that's that's value in itself, you know. I'm looking at it right now, and I don't think I'd move anybody right now. And that speaks well on Kuro's part, because it's obviously it's a gacha game. You're not gonna get all these characters, right? Especially if you're free to play. So the fact that they have so many characters that are viable, especially in endgame, that's well on their part. You know what I mean? I like a game that makes characters that you can play, right? And even our C tier characters. I'm not saying that these guys can't be used in endgame. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that they have so many characters that are viable. You know what I mean?
To shine.
And of course, my boy
even Ling Yang can do it.
My Ling Yang here. I'm sure there's a Ling Yang main out there, like trying to assassinate me right now. But it's just not a character I'm gonna play, and I'm pretty sure he's viable as well. Yeah. All right. So I'm satisfied with this list. I'm gonna save it.